Hello students, welcome to the EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Rashmi Sharma, Head of the Department OBNHR, Lal Bahadur Shastri Institute of Management, Delhi. Today we will learn the module Talent Acquisition. This module is from the paper Contemporary Issues in HRM and Future Trends. The learning outcomes from this module are Introduction, Recruitment vis-a-vis Acquisition, what are the levels of talent acquisitions, stages of talent acquisitions and recent trends in talent acquisitions in India. There would be some organizational examples also that would be discussed in this module. After completing this module, the students will be able to understand the importance of talent acquisition, understand the difference between recruitment and talent acquisition, learn about the stages of talent acquisition, understand the recent trends in talent acquisition in India. Now let us understand the concept of talent acquisition. Over the years, there has been a massive growth in the number of organizations across the world. This has led to a strain between the demand and supply side of the talent. Therefore, every organization should be a well-established organization where talent acquisition is replete. One like Unilever or a recent startup like Cabs Guru has started applying new and innovative methods for acquiring talents. Talent acquisition is a newer concept when compared with recruitment, which is actually a subset of the earlier. A talent is a person who has certain skill sets or competencies which are rare and hard to imitate, and the lack of which would lead to strategic disadvantage to an organization. Deloitte, the famous company, defines talent acquisition as a strategic approach to identifying, attracting and onboarding top talent to efficiently and effectively meet the dynamic business needs. Quotes close. The innovative ideas, strong execution and a foundation of clear metrics can enable many more talent management professionals to create a talent mindset that will prepare their organizations to face the challenges ahead. This exactly was the conclusion of the team of researchers from Hewitt Associates in association with Human Capital Institutes who conducted a talent practice impact survey in 2008. Indian researchers have also started working on talent acquisition and its trends. According to D.K. Ribvifa Jain, attracting qualified talent is the critical first step in the talent management cycle. There are plenty of jobs, but finding the right candidate is the biggest challenge. Ms. Pramila Rao, in her paper titled A Resource-Based Analysis of Recruitment and Selection Procedures of Indian Software Companies, conducted a qualitative study of 5 leading software firms of India and concluded that Indian corporate houses need to be aware of the management practices in the changing economies and need to identify how to make their transitions smoother. Let us understand the basic difference between recruitment vis-a-vis acquisition. Recruitment is a linear process where employers source candidates for the existing vacancies currently available. This approach is reactive in nature, thus leads to increased time to hire and cost to hire. At times, organizations compromise even on the quality in order to manage cost and time. Talent acquisition, on the other hand, is an ongoing cycle that starts by building employer brand, communication of employee, value proposition, and an ongoing relationship with the targeted talent segments. This approach leads to the development of talent pools and talent pipelines, eventually creating sustainable talent supply chain. Talent acquisition is geared towards anticipated demand and typical hiring needs rather than the current talent demand. This leads to more strategic nature of the approach and significant improvements across all recruitment KPIs. Let's see the different levels of talent acquisitions at Deloitte. Deloitte, in its maturity model framework, has classified talent acquisition strategies into 4 categories as given below: reactive tactical recruiting, standardized operational recruiting, integrated talent acquisition, and optimized talent acquisition. As mentioned in the previous slide, this is the 4-level talent acquisition maturity model followed by Deloitte. For reactive tactical recruiting, the recruiting is often done locally by the HR journalists who are the order takers for the hiring managers. The positions are posted on a need basis, minimal hiring standards are met, and no real processes are defined. But when we have a standardized operational recruiting, the processes and technology are standardized across the organization. It's beginning to establish a strong relationship with the hiring managers, an effective assessment of candidates against the job requirements. In the case of the level 3rd, that is integrated talent acquisition, there is a full integration with HR and talent management. Strong employment brand is created. A successful social media campaign is initiated. There is an active pipeline of candidates and a robust training and acquisition program. At level 4, optimized talent acquisition is done, which means the talent that has been acquired is a strategic enabler of the business. They have the ability to predict the external forces and remain agile. The investment in the new products and services, while recruiter training builds strategic skills. Let us now understand the different stages of talent acquisition. Branding is the phase that connects candidates to employers and people to connect with and follow. Sourcing is the phase that converts candidates to applicants for specific roles. The objective of the branding phase is twofold: candidate attraction, company culture visibility. Demonstrating a company's value helps the candidates determine whether to opt in or opt out of the application process. The branding phase is about providing enough content and connection points to enable people to connect and discover what life at the company is like. Sourcing and applying. Sourcing is the process of converting candidates into applicants and is the entry point of the hiring funnel. Sourcing can be both inbound and outbound. Inbound sourcing is the generation of applicants who have responded to a job advertisement and expressed interest in the specific role. They may be as a result of advertising, job sharing, referrals, mailing, and similar approaches. The objective is to attract applicants or to convert candidates into applicants. The employee referral is considered to be inbound sourcing because applicants respond to an application and an invitation to become an applicant from an internal employee. The report notes that 10% of referrals result in a hire, which demonstrates the reason that many hiring organizations place referrals as a top priority for their talent acquisition strategy. Employee referral networks are expected to significantly increase their return on investment given that their reach is significantly increased as a result of social media. Assessment and interviews. In the past, tests and assessments for talent acquisitions were expensive to deploy and required training to interpret and administer. As a result of this, tests and assessments and background checks were applied at the end of the interview process to validate hiring. Advances in technology and data analytics have really changed the game in this area. Combining assessment and tests with video, for example, one-on-one interview which takes quite a lot of time and hence consumes a lot of resources, were replaced by video interviews by Deloitte in 2016 to shortlist their candidates. Another approach is to include simple and quick assessment as a part of the sign-up process, like in the case of Aditya Birla Young Leader Program, which used personality test as a prerequisite to signing up. For candidate screening, organizations are expanding their screening process to include interview as well as assessments, profiling and testing as a means of gauging applicant fit and suitability, and technology providers are now offering solutions that help remove subjectivity to the interview process through greater collaboration, standardization and result measurement. This provides a data-based argument for selection based on evidence. As a result, the role of the recruiter is evolving. Employers tend to organize the data in the CRM by employees, ex-employees, candidates and leads. By tracking the level of relationship between the individual and the organization, the sources can provide hiring managers with a realistic time to fill following consultant with the hiring manager. Onboarding. When it comes to onboarding, what works best will vary from organization to organization. The key is that someone takes responsibility for the applicant post-offer and guides their transition to the new employee. The traditional approach to onboarding was to receive some form of structured or unstructured training during the first week of employment, but this is shifting to sharing the content, connections and other initiatives from the day the offer is accepted. Including onboarding with a hiring funnel means that onboarding tasks can be automated, but the relationship between the recruiter and applicant, the new employee, is retained. Recent trends in talent acquisition in India is what we are going to talk about now. There is a focus on passive talent engagement. Passive talents are high performing individuals who are not looking for a change in their jobs. Due to the increasing competition, organizations are now looking towards them as a potential talent pool. Organizations want to adopt targeted strategies to engage with the passive talent, as 45% of the employers report that the lack of this is a competitive threat. Sourcing moves from requisition filing to maintaining an ongoing relationship and recall with key talent. The rise of quality of hire. The speed of hiring and cost remain critical. However, organizations increasingly consider quality of hire as the most critical effectiveness metric. Early attrition is the most encountered measure for quality of hire, tracked by 30% employers across. Focus on pre-candidate engagement. Speed to fill is so important in this market. Business leaders know that these kind of economic conditions won't last forever, and thus they want to squeeze in every last revenue that they can. While the case of sourcing, increasing the customer relationship management and talent network to grow their candidate pools, talent acquisition leaders are focused on pre-candidate communication and resources. On building a relationship before they have an authorized headcount in their organization, making the hiring cycle shorter. This extends beyond the employment branding to looking at a pre-candidate communications and marketing strategies. Increasing budget for recruitment. In line with the positive hiring sentiment, 67% organizations are increasing their recruiting budgets over years. Components that improve candidate experience and enable efficiency, that is technology, branding, referrals and assessments, have a higher wallet share. Use of mobile as an advertising medium. Because of the increased competition for highly qualified candidates, talent acquisition leaders are looking at not just a mobile optimized or rendered career site, but they are adding new mobile tools, techniques and strategies to their current candidate engagement cycle, including the SMS, mobile apps and social media. Delhi-based startup Little Black Book has been using the social media page and their mobile app as a recruiting source since long. Emphasis on talent analytics and assessments. Pre-hiring assessments remain more important than ever before. 65% of organizations have dedicated capability for assessments, technology and data analytics. However, leveraging the big data for effective hiring decisions is still at a nascent stage. Use of better technology for recruiting. Organizations are opening their budgets, adding and expanding on recruiting technologies. The best talent acquisition leaders have been through the bull markets and recessions and are making the technology selections with this in mind. As we become familiar with different types of HR and recruiting technology, there is an increasing need to better leverage the technology, personalizing it to our needs. Recruiters are diving in deeper into their current analytics and reporting dashboards to help improve and enhance their current processes and strategies. Some organizational examples are Unilever. Unilever wanted to double the company's size while reducing its overall environmental footprint and increasing its positive social impact. To contribute towards achieving this vision, what Unilever did was to seek and create and deploy a new talent acquisition mode so as to attract a suitable talent that was available in the market. Accenture was also approached to help the company develop and implement a recruitment model for the non-managerial talent, focusing on the 4 key pillars, that is attract, hunt, cultivate and hire. The Accenture model focused on the 4 key aspects, that is attract, so as to leverage the social, digital and offline channels to educate the passive and active candidates on the benefits of a career at Unilever. The key activities included advertising on career sites, job boards, LinkedIn and other social media platforms. To hunt, proactively they networked with both passive and active candidates in the job market to build the targeted pipeline of talent across the demand segments. The key activities included competitors' talent mapping and labor market analytics. Third, cultivate. was to create a talent pipeline strategy, taking an existing talent pool and providing engagement in a two-way approach to form a true community which has the candidate experience. The key activities included engaging the talent pipeline through online virtual events and newsletters by leveraging the social media. While hiring, they took a candidate from application to joining work on day one with all the administrative requirements involved. The key activities included reviewing the applications received through career websites, mobile site and offline channels, interviewing and extending offers and onboarding. Emerson, which is a manufacturing and technology company that offers a wide range of products and services in the industrial, commercial and consumer markets, hired Tim Portman in 2010 in the process management division as talent acquisition and human resource system manager. There were many activities and openings across the globe that were ranging from roles like hourly manufacturing workers to global marketing managers. By leveraging the technology at hand and their process management, they were able to achieve the following results. Reduced time to hire by nearly 20% from 68 days to 55 days. Increased LinkedIn, that is generated salaried hires by 200%, which increased the traffic to Emerson process management career page by 6 number of times, that is 6 times increased application per job by 2.5. Takeaway from this case could be that you reduce the complexity. Emerson's HR and marketing teams recognize the value of showing a united front from the brand perspective by simplifying their LinkedIn presence and building a centralized forum. Step outside your comfort zone. Platforms like LinkedIn can be used for conversation beyond specific career opportunities. Share a bit about the culture, showcase employees all over the world, and discuss your role in the future of the industry. Remember, communication is the key. By implementing a powerful LinkedIn strategy, Emerson was able to break down the functional barriers between the HR and marketing. This new, more fluid approach has greatly improved the company's success across the social platforms. Talent acquisition is a newer concept when compared with recruitment, which is actually a subset of earlier. Hence, many of us still confuse talent acquisition and recruitment as one or the same thing. No. A talent is a person who has certain skill set or competency which are rare and hard to imitate, and the lack of which would lead to strategic disadvantage to an organization. Talent acquisition is a strategic approach to identify, attract and onboard the top talent to efficiently and effectively meet the dynamic business needs. We learnt the stages in talent management, that is branding, sourcing and applying, candidate screening, assessment and interviews, and final onboarding. Thank you.